This is Sean with Gate City Foundation Drainage. Today in this video I want to talk about some equipment. So you all know that I really like my Harley rakes here, and so you've seen this machine, the mini Bobcat, with this is a Toro Harley rake that I adapted to fit on the Bobcat. And then I have this Harley rake. I've only used this one a couple times. This is a really big one, and this goes on the full-size machine, either my Mustang or the Volvo over there. And then after that I have got rakes, and so we do a lot of grading, we do a lot of finish grading, and there just seems to be a really big gap between that mini skid steer with the Harley rake and a hand rake. So what I've done over the last couple years is I've tried to buy some different style rakes. So these are the ones that are available from the two main stores here, Lowe's and Home Depot, just a regular contractor type rake. I have found this rake is a really lightweight one. This one was more like a heavy duty type of rake, and so I bought a couple of those, trying to make it easier on us with our raking. And I've even tried using concrete placers. This is a really lightweight aluminum concrete placer. And then this is more of a landscape rake for some really fine finish grading. But it's kind of been bothering me that there seems to be a really big gap right here between all the hand raking we do and bringing this mini Bobcat. So why don't I just bring this mini Bobcat on every job? Well, the reason is this thing weighs a little over 4,000 pounds, and it requires a tandem axle trailer to haul it. And so it's a pretty big commitment to bring this mini Bobcat along with us. So I really feel like there's a missing piece right here. So let me show you all what I filled this with. Filled this gap here between hand rakes and the mini Bobcat with the Harley rake on it. Let me show you what I just found here. So after doing a bunch of research and trying to figure out what would be a smaller version of this guy, I discovered this. This is a Turfteq. And the way this system works is you buy this tractor part here, and it comes with a whole bunch of different attachments. Now, the one that I was interested in is, look at this, the power rake. And so I saw this as a really nice spot. This would fill the spot between having to hand rake and having to bring a tandem axle trailer and the mini Bobcat. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to mess around with this a little bit. Now the thing is with this, because you can put different attachments on it, I started looking at this, and I also became interested in the power broom that goes on the front of this. So I'm going to be talking about that as well. But for now, I want to mess around with this. And so what I have here, these are all the roots from the pine bark nugget job that I did. And so I don't know if you all remember it or not, but this whole thing right here, it was just like a war zone of brush and crap. And so I've been digging it all out, and I've got this root pile here. Now so this came from a different site. You can't burn material from another site on your property. And so I have my burn pile over there that I my brush and stuff. I've got a bunch of bamboo on there where I'm clearing some bamboo, but this needs to be hauled to the brush recycling. And so I've been digging these roots out a little bit here and there, and I did get a bunch of dirt in here, which I was happy about, because this was like a really steep thing right here. And so I think this would be a great time to mess around with this new power rake, the Turfteq, and see how it does compared to the Harley rake that I'm used to working. Okay, so as you just saw, this is what I'm used to. These are the results I'm used to getting with the mini Bobcat and the Harley rake. So it brought all the sticks and stuff to the top. Those are now easy to pick up. It also windrowed a bunch of the debris over here that it didn't pulverize and left a nice smooth finish. This Turfteq did the exact same thing. So not only did it pulverize a bunch of big clumps, like there was a bunch of big clumps right here, it windrowed some of the large debris, so that's easy to clean up. And I went ahead and just did this little area too. That was all uneven and had a bunch of big clods of dirt in it, and it broke them all up. And I'm sure if I went over this another couple of times, it would do even better. And so the reverse on that is a little bit difficult. I need to get some more time using it and running it. So I may just do this thing in forward the whole time, but just spinning around and going back worked out pretty well. And so I really see this power rake filling a role of tagging along on jobs where we're not bringing a trailer dedicated to the mini skid steer, and we still have a little bit of hand raking to do. And so this thing will fit on a single axle trailer. You can add it to a trailer if you're already taking something, and it just makes things a lot easier. So let's see what we can do out here with it. Maybe have some fun with it. So this is just basically what I've been scraping up. It's really, really dry out here. Lots of clods, lots of roots, and it's not very even. So let's just see what that thing will do. Obviously, I would never take this thing into that extreme of conditions with all these roots. That was a big mess. I think that was a pretty hard task for this thing. But once I raised up, so I started out with the power rake in the down position, and it was just choking on all these huge roots. This stuff is way too big to try and Harley rake over top of that. Once I put it in the up position though, which is the locked position here, it did a fantastic job. Look at that. And that was only like 2 minutes. So if I made a couple more runs over that, picked up some of these sticks and roots and rocks right there, I'd be able to actually do something with this. So that machine is pretty awesome. So I'm excited. And then it's got the broom attachment too, and I want to use that as well. You may be wondering why, if I have a job that's too small to bring the mini Bobcat on, why I wouldn't just pay the guys to rake it out. And the reason is because I don't want my guys to waste all their energy, waste all their talent on manual labor. So there are certain things that only the man can do, such as the concrete finishing or the laying the pipe, things like that. I don't want my guys to be completely worn out and all their energy is zapped from raking. And so if there's a piece of equipment that can do some of the labor, then I'm all for it. And so I'm always asking the guys, what do we need? What could have made the job go easier? Things like that. And so yes, I already have the mini Bobcat and the Harley rake, and I really was looking for something to fill this space right here between that and a hand rake. And so when I found this power rake by Turfteq, I was really, really excited about it. And I know different business models have differing opinions on this, but in my opinion, anything I can do to reduce the amount of physical manual labor, I'm all for it. And so even if you didn't have the mini Bobcat, if you only had this, I think this would still be a really, really awesome machine. So I'm really excited to have found it, and I think it does a great job just messing around here. I'm also excited that it's small enough, it only weighs about 500 pounds, that I can throw it on a single axle trailer and pull it behind any of my trucks. I can squeeze it onto a tandem trailer if I'm already taking a tandem trailer. And so it's easy to bring along, and it's a huge, huge labor saver. I'm also excited about the power broom that will go on it as well. I think that'll be a big time saver and labor saver for us as well. So let's take a look at some other stuff that I've done with this, including the power broom attachment. This is exactly why I bought this machine, for small jobs like this. So instead of having to hand rake this and break all these clumps up, we're going to see how this power rake does. Alright, that's exactly what that machine is supposed to do, is to pulverize and smooth things out and make my life easier. I guess I should probably show you the manufacturer. This is Turfteq, and this is what really got me interested in their unit, is the power rake part. But once I started getting ready to pull the trigger, I started looking into the power broom as well. And so if you look at this thing, some of the videos they show it clearing asphalt right here. And it just looked like it worked really, really well. Along with the power broom, I was looking at the Toro power broom. And this thing, first of all, it's got this wheel right here that just hangs out, and so you can't get close to stuff. And I did call the Toro dealer in my town and asked them about it. And it was summertime, and they said, oh, we do have one, but we don't sell any in the summer. We only sell them for snow removal. And so I went and looked at this thing. It was like halfway assembled in a crate, and you could just tell that it had no power behind it at all. And so some of the YouTube videos that these guys had, you can see they're using it to do debris removal, and that's what I was interested in with the power broom. And so when I ended up pulling the trigger and ordering this machine, I got it with the power broom and the power rake. So let's take a look at the power broom. I've got this new machine out on a commercial job today, so we're going to try it out. Look at those brand new brushes. We're doing some mulch here and we're making a huge mess. So I'm really hoping that power broom is going to be the ticket. All right, we made a huge mess with our grading and our nuggets. So let's see how this power broom does. I'm excited to try it out. But this is what we got out of it. So now we can easily shovel this into the Bobcat. But that power broom really did a nice job. Ronald's out there just kind of like leaf blowing the rest of it. But we got everything cleaned up. It was quite a chore getting everything cleaned up, but we knew that was going to happen. So the homeowner, or I should say the business owner, has been by a few times and he's very happy with how it turned out. So we kept these shrubs and trees. He wanted to keep those. The rest of it, the little juniper bushes that weren't doing too well, all that's gone. And we got nothing but nuggets. Nuggets are nice because they're super, super low maintenance. And you can just refresh them if you ever need to. They last a really long time and they're pretty cheap to put out. So I talked him into nuggets and he's really happy about that. On this nugget job, we had only the weekend to get it completed while the office was closed. And so that power broom was instrumental in being able to get all this parking lot cleaned off. And that really, really made us look good to the property owner, that we got in there, got everything done, and got everything cleaned up really nicely too. So that power broom has been fantastic. Here we are out on another job. We're just doing our finish grading out here, and I brought the Turfteq along with the power broom. And really, leaving a clean job site really, really does a lot for your reputation. And so I can definitely see myself using this power broom attachment. Even though I bought the Turfteq for the power rake, I can really see myself using this power broom attachment on a lot of jobs just to do easy and really nice cleanup. Because leaving the job site nice and clean, like cleaning off this driveway like we're doing here after we ran over it, goes a long way. I've definitely got to give a good review for this machine. This thing has been a big time saver and labor saver for me. So right now I've got the power rake attachment on it, and here is the power broom. So it takes about maybe 20 minutes or so to switch the attachment from one to the other. And so far, I haven't really been switching them around a lot. Basically, if I know I'm going to be needing one, I'll have it switched out the evening before. And it's nice because you only have to have one power unit now. If I do find I'm using them and switching them a lot, I may order another power unit so I can have a dedicated broom and dedicated rake. But so far, this thing has been a huge time saver. So I've been really happy with this Turfteq machine. This Turfteq machine has been working out really well for me. I had contacted the company like a year prior and talked to Tyler, the salesman, and he found out I had a YouTube channel, so he was going to check that out. And then like a year later, I kept having jobs where I was like, man, that thing would have been really useful if I had just bought it. And then I had the pine bark nugget job coming up, and so I knew I needed that power broom, and so then I started getting interested in the power broom. And I called Tyler back, and he remembered me. He's like, yeah, I've been watching your channel, so that was pretty cool. And so I told him if I got a Turfteq, I'd make a video about it. But once I got that and really saw how much labor savings it was doing for me, I really wish I had bought it sooner. But that's just how it goes, you know, when you start researching a piece of equipment and then you start seeing a need for it all over. And so this thing has been a big time saver, big labor saver, especially if I'm going by myself to finish up a job, maybe clean up, do the final cleanup, or do a little bit of finish grading to finish up. It's been a big time saver. So if you're interested in this, check out their website. They've got a bunch of different attachments, and you can see all the specs and features on there. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this equipment style video. Thanks for watching.